everybody, Cynthia here from Recollect and Ramble. Welcome to my channel. I am back with another handmade junk journal for you. This was the one, if you watch my last video, with the compendium journal in it. Then I did tell you that I had been working on another one out of a children's textbook. And yeah, and it was almost done. So we are going to get right to the description and the flip through. So this is an old children's basic reader book from a little Catholic school in my hometown. You'll see the name of that hometown. But I did take this book apart. I built a new spine, although I did salvage the original spine from the book and actually added it to my created spine here. So my new spine I made, and then I covered with some fabric that sort of matched the color families that were on the cover of the book. Did some new experimental binding, and not sure what I'm going to call that, but it was experimental and it worked out pretty nicely. Put some book corners on the spine just to give it a little more oomph. All right, let's get started with the flip through. So this is a children's book, Open the Gate. It was a second grade reader's book, and I did keep the original covers. Here is the pocket, and here is going to be my message from the bookmaker. Just going to double check, make sure that I'm centered. I am, amazingly enough. So yeah, I'm just going to do a flip through. I may do some talking. I'm not sure, but if I don't do any talking, I'll just play some nice music for y'all. All right. So here we go. Let's get started. Little lower corner tuck spot. I did try to utilize some of the original illustrations from the book. I also kept in a couple of the little stories that I thought were kind of nice. So there is some of the original book still in here, and what parts of the book there are actually in order. So if it's a story, you can follow the story through. All right. So this is actually the front of a vintage greeting card. I just loved that. I thought that it matched with some of the colors that are in the thing. The frog is an original illustration from the book. Happy Day are words from the book. Decorated this little spot with some paper flowers and some rickrack trim. There we go. Here we are. Here's an original book page just for fun. And as you can see, the illustrations are so sweet. So here we go. Hoppy the Rabbit is a story that does appear in full in the book, mostly because I just love the sort of spring themes. Rabbits bring thoughts of spring, I guess. And yeah, I thought the illustrations were nice. So the pages that I added to this are actually regular scrapbook paper, so store-bought scrapbook paper. But then on the blank side of that, the white side of those, I did gel print those. So I chose colors that I thought sort of went with a theme, and I gel printed the other sides of the scrapbook pages. So here's a gel print page there. Here's a belly band with just a large journal spot or a photo mat that you can use. Nice, nice print of scrapbook paper on that. The belly band here is some of the original text from the book. Here are some little scraps of gel print paper. Inside this belly band, I do have a little hidden pocket with just a little tiny tag tucked right down in there, just like that. Here's some old needlework, pattern paper. Here's a bottom pocket. Again, I made a journal card out of one of the original illustrations from the book. The pocket is lined with some fabric trim. A little mini collage here, decorated with some paper flowers, and then here is also just a little tuck inside that corner. More jelly printing, and the next page does have one of my coin holder, little hiding places. So this slides right out of here, and then here's a nice long spot to do some journaling, a quote, some memory, anything that you like in that spot. It just tucks right back in there, and then underneath the paper clip. Some more gel printing. I'm not going to say that every time I turn the page, but when it is scrapbook paper on one side, it is going to be gel print on the other. Here's a side tuck, and I did make this side tuck from one of the pages in the book. Inside, I think there's a couple of little vintage bingo cards. Here's just some nice paper, beautifully printed paper that sits in there, and then this nice little envelope. Inside the envelope is just some grid paper, some ledger paper that you can use to journal on. So I kind of messed up on my I have one of those envelope makers, and I sort of messed up on the dimensions, but it worked out fine. So what I did was I did add a photo corner right here, so you can see more of the illustration here. To add a little photo corner here, and that's where the that's where the flap of the envelope fits right down in there, and it holds it nice and securely. Let's load that pocket back up, and the bingo cards go right back in there. All right, these are some children's game sheets that I found at a resale store. Here's some more of Hoppy the Bunny, or whatever. What the heck was that? I don't know what that story name was. Anyway, so a little bit more of that that story with the little rabbit. More gel printing. Here's another illustration from a card. I think it might have actually been from this card, but it was sort of on the back. So I just tore that out, inked up the edges, added some paper flowers, and then put a tag in here, so scrapbook paper, and then I did back it with some vintage ledger paper. In the middle of this signature, there are two signatures in this book. I added this sweet little owl blank card, this greeting card. Gave her a little flower in her feathers, I guess, hair, whatever. Here we go. On to the next thing here. I did add, so here's a little bit of, not really a belly band, I'm not quite sure that is, a tuck band. And I did just add this sort of flip book full of some papers that you can use either on its own as this tablet, or you could always take those papers out and utilize them elsewhere. And then that back page just tucks right down in there, and it stays nice and secure, just like that. More of the Hoppy the Bunny story. Hippity hop, hippity hop. Here's the other half of that children's game page. I did do a doily tuck that wraps around the edge of the page. So a journal card there. Here's another journal card, and it is another illustration from the original book. That goes right in there. Here we have an upper corner tuck spot. So here I just added just some paper, just for some journaling there, if you like. And then also there's a pocket on this tuck spot. This is a plain card, and then just a pretty paper card that sticks right in there, just like that. Do have a nice little collection of beautiful little papers. I have to tell you, I will admit, I got them at Dollar Tree, you guys. They have these little paper packs, and in those paper packs are some really, really beautiful papers. They're not big pieces of paper. You might get a lot more of some color than you wanted in the first place, but I thought they were really nice papers. So that's kind of a fun find. All right, some more of that needlework pattern. And here is, I just love this illustration, so I did incorporate that page. Here's a nice, the beginning of a poem, and the end of this poem will actually come into play at the beginning of the next signature. So here's just a little old soda pop label that I laminated onto some pretty paper. So that's a little journal spot just sort of stuck in there. Here's another belly band. I did make, I did decorate this belly band with some of my gel print paper, and another book illustration right there of a beautiful little pine tree in the forest. Here is the middle of the two spines, so we're on to the second half of the book. Lower corner tuck spot, exactly how I started the other signature. Decorated here with some paper flowers, some fabric, this cute little duck saying "let's go," and then dogs at the lake. A little journal card tucked right in there. Here's the second half of the poem, and it is about fairies. Beautiful little illustration here of flowers and a fairy, birds, bird bath. And here is some more of that other illustration, that beautiful illustration. Here's some ledger paper. I did notice that there is sort of a serrated edge here where you can tear it off, so I just beefed that up a little bit with some of my gel print paper, just right there to keep it nice and strong. Here is another belly band. This belly band also has a secret pocket with one of those same little journal cards tucked right down in there. And this is just a journal card blank. You can use this as a photo mat. They said rhymes, they laughed, and they sang. I kind of like that little line there. The Big Swing Tree. This is also a poem, kind of a standalone. And Mountain Views also is just a poem that stands alone. But again, really beautiful illustrations in this book. Here's a low pocket. In this pocket I have a vintage recipe and sort of a bookmark tag. Again, decorated with some of my gel printed papers. Put that in there. And then here's a mini collage. And so the pocket I put a little tuck spot on, and there is a vintage playing card here to poke right in there for a tag. Yep, that's it. Here I have just a side tag, Upsy Daisy, and another vintage playing card with some birds on it. A side tuck here, I did decorate that with some braid trim and some of that pretty scrapbook paper. Here is an old library card file card. I can't remember, book file. Anyway, you know, a card catalog, a book card catalog. So that is tucked in there, and then also this sweet illustration of a little calf and a little pink duck. So tuck that right in there. Here's some more of that children's game page, and some more of the original book with some of those beautiful illustrations. The Little King's Rabbits is also in here. So both stories have to do with rabbits. I associate rabbits with springtime, I think maybe because of Easter. But so the Little King's Rabbits is also in here in its entirety. Here is an upper corner tuck spot, another little illustration from the book, and the words "Have fun." And then here's just a nice piece of paper to journal on. Here is a beautiful floral doily that I stuck in there, so that just makes a little bit of interest there. This card in the center, just a nice blank card with a beautiful floral on it. There is a little tuck spot pocket right back here that you can add something to if you like. Now we're on to the second half of the second signature. Here I repeated that, where I added kind of that flip up sort of notebook thing. So we do have some fancy papers in here, and then just a little bit of a book page here, and I did like the little treasure there on the bottom. So that just sits right in there like that. More of the story of the King's Rabbits. Just more of that game page. Another vintage playing card that I did a side tuck with, and another view of that cute little pine tree in the forest. coming to the end here. Here's a corner tuck, a book plate. This book belongs to. That's so pretty. I thought it was so nice, that little turtle. And then we've just got a couple of tags, bookmark type tags, and they're like that. Here's the ending of the story. I do have a second coin envelope hiding spot in here. So that is there. Oops, if I can get it open again. Put right down in there. Some of that ledger paper. Come on, you can do it. And the end of, this is actually the end of the story. Here's the very last page. I wasn't quite sure what to put in this final belly band right now. I do have this, it's a reproduction, a vintage reproduction card, postcard. I will probably add a couple more things to this belly band because this one is a little loose. So I don't think I will change that out, but I may add some more items under that belly band just to keep it a little more secure. Here is the original back cover of the book, still with this sticker in here. And I do have to admit that I know this person who is now an adult, this Tony Schmidt, who is a good friend of mine. I haven't told him about this yet, but I'm pretty sure this was his book when he was in school, and then he signed this little card in back. Here's the back cover to this. I did not alter the cover except to take the book apart and then add the places where I was going to bind it together. So this book is original. This tape, whatever tape is here, was a tape that was on there when I got it. And as you can see, one piece is missing here. So that is my Open the Garden Gate junk journal. I hope you enjoyed that. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I mean, if you comment, you can even just comment and say hi, and I will be overjoyed with that. So yeah, thanks again for joining me, folks. I hope you enjoyed this flip through. This book will be available on Etsy. Not sure when. I would say in the next couple of days. So that's all for me, from Cynthia St. Anne of Recollect and Ramble. And yeah, I hope to see you right back here sometime soon. Thanks a lot, you guys. Have a great day.